How are you, learners, wherever you are? I salute you once again from your various homes. I'm Justin Ongeri. Once again, I'm here to share with you some of important topics in mathematics. And today, I'm privileged to share with you another important topic in mathematics called angles. An angles is one of the topics which is commonly set in an exam. And according to the KCP setup, angles, most questions from angles, they range from 5 to 6 questions. So you cannot miss a question on angles. So without wasting time, let me go straight away to what, because you learn in class 4 about an angle and the meaning of an angle. So in class 5, you also learned about an extension of related to angles. And in class 6, you also learned about some of the angles which we are going to discuss here. And therefore, as we extend to 7 and 8, we will be able to calculate some of the questions which are related to angles. So, we have got types of angles here, which I have written here. We have got complementary angles and supplementary angles. Then we have angles at a point. So, when you hear the word complementary angle, these are angles that add up to 90 degrees. So, in other words, they have a right angle triangle like that. So they form a right angle triangle. This is a complementary angle. So when you hear about a complementary angle, that is angles adding up to 90 degrees. So we have supplementary angle. Supplementary angles, they add up to 180 degrees. These are angles on a straight line. They add up to 180 degrees. Then angles at a point, they add up to 360 degrees. So in this case, you can see the way I've arranged them. Two complementary angles will give one a supplementary angle. Two supplementary angles will give angles at a point. So here, I now take you to the properties of angles. So before I go there, there's a diagram which I've drawn here. So when you see this angle A and B, A and C, so there's a straight line which is here. Or along this straight line, we have got A and C as an angle. We have got D and B as an angle. So along the straight line, there are these two angles here, A and C. So these angles are lined up on a straight line. So these angles, we call them angles which are supplementary angles because they add up to 180 degrees. Another word you can use to call these angles is adjacent angles. The word adjacent means next to. So A is next to C. And these two angles, they add up to 180 degrees. We have got other angles here, D and B. They are also on a straight line. They add up to 180 degrees. We have got other angles. If you follow this straight line here, we have got C and B. These are angles. These are supplementary angles. We also have A and D, supplementary angles. When you come down here, you can see E and F. They are on a straight line. These are supplementary angles. You can see G and H. You can see F and H. You can see E and G. So any angles which are along a straight line, we call them supplementary angles. Now let me go to the properties of angle. Learners, if you cannot be able to know a property of angle, then it will be very difficult for you to work out the size of angles. So immediately after this, we shall go to calculating the size of angles. So the first thing is this. We have got corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. A corresponding angle, just using this example here, when I take an angle like A, and then you can see another angle at the bottom, that is E, but you are skipping one angle. So A skipping D, then you can see E. So A and E are corresponding angles. So you can be able to tell more corresponding angles. For example, I can also say E and A because I'm skipping B. When I go to C, C and F, I'm skipping B. So C and F are corresponding angles. Look at this. H and B are corresponding angles. Along this line, you can see G and D are corresponding angles. And the corresponding angles are equal. Those angles are equal. Any angle that is corresponding to one another, then that angle is equal. So if A is 80 degrees, then E is 80 degrees. If C is 30 degrees, then F is 30 degrees. That is one rule that you're supposed to know, learners. Another property of angle is we have got co-interior angles. The word interior means angles inside a triangle. This is my triangle here. So when I say this angle A, B, and C, these three angles are inside a triangle. Since they are inside a triangle, we call them interior angles. But the word co-interior means they are almost interior angles, but they are not. So when you look at this diagram here, you can see if I was to enclose this diagram here like that, these angles will have been interior angles. Now because it's not enclosed, then B and E will become co-interior angle. B and F will become co-interior angles. So there are only two groups of co-interior angles here, this one and this one here. And you know what? Co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So when you get D and E, the angle must be 180, the total size of the angles. So if this is 100 degrees, then you are told to calculate the size of angle E. Then because these are co-interior angles and they add up to 180 degrees, then you will take 180 degrees, take away 100 degrees to get 80 degrees. So it's only a matter of knowing the properties of angles in order to calculate the size of angles. Then C, we have vertically opposite angles. So when I draw a cross like this, these are vertical. So this side here is vertical to this. This side here is vertical to this. So this angle is vertically opposite to this angle. This angle is vertically opposite to this angle. So let's go to our diagram. You can see A and B, they are vertically opposite. D and C are vertically opposite. E and H are vertically opposite. G and F are vertically opposite. And vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal. Lastly, we have alternating angles. These angles do alternate. You know, in a match like the volleyball game, we have got the alternating part of it's a style which is used to play volleyball. I think they do alternating. So an alternation means if one particular person moves to the other side, then the alternating person will move to the position to make sure that they are not on a straight line, but almost on the opposite sides of the lane. So when I draw a line like this is now Mary standing here, and this is now Tom standing here. So Tom and Mary, when you tell these people to alternate, this girl will go up here, and this boy will come down here. So they are alternating. So alternating angles must stay on the either sides of a straight line. So look at this diagram here. How do you know the alternating angles here? Look at this line that is here. So this is D and F. So you can see along this line, D and F are alternating. You can see E and B are alternating. So D and F alternating, E and B alternating angles. So we don't have any other alternating angle there. So therefore, alternating angles must be equal. So there's something that I now believe you are starting to know, that most of the properties of angles, they are equal. Only that the co-interior angles are not equal. So with this property of angles here, it will be able to take us straight to calculating the examples of angles.